This was my neighborhood since I was a year and a half, 1943. This is 2017. The upstairs to the left was my room since I was a teenager, and the house and the apartment building and everything that my mother lost because my father made my brother the executor, and the Ontario laws gave him ownership title, which my mother didn't know and I didn't understand. And I had a lawyer that was my father's lawyer and really was in conflict of interest, and never told me as an heir I had the right to remove my brother as executor if he wasn't following the terms of the will. And in the terms of the will, my mother was to get the matrimonial home, which she never received. She died at 98 owning nothing. And the estate, and plus we had to give up the property in Wasaga Beach to pay off her debts. So, which my brother took for himself, and that's the duplex that my dad wanted me to live in, but I didn't want to live here. And yeah, it's a big property, and this is the lot that Doug Kaisik stole. Yeah, it's a wonderful story. Anyway, I just wanted to give you some idea. I'm homeless today. The new owner, Elio Bruto, is a kind man, and it's not legal for me to live in the basement, so I'm allowed to just store my stuff, some stuff there, and most everything I own is gone to the St. Vincent. Everything I own went to St. Vincent de Paul, and furniture, clothes. I saved about 40 gowns that I made and designed myself because Dan McIsaac, my boyfriend of 32 years, or 34 years, turned his sauna into a closet. And this is not legal because it's only when you're a family, when you're one family in a house, you can have a basement apartment, you can have anything you like, but because it's below ground, you see, the windows are very small, it can't be rented out. So I'm just storing what I can and getting rid of what I can and getting my files out. Most of my legal files are being stored at Dan's. But I'm doing this video because I just wanted to give some quick tips to people. It might save you losing $1 million in properties. And the first thing you need to know is don't trust the lawyers. Sorry, but I went to 16 years and 4 lawyers, and not counting, I'm not talking about the one I have now. Trent Faldine is young and willing, and he's doing everything he can. But I want to give you some quick tips if you want to, in wills and estates, if you want to save your heirs from being robbed, and if somebody has already died and you have, and there is one spouse still alive, you have the rights to survivorship. The first thing you need to do is immediately get your right to survivorship registered. And if the executor of your other spouse is not willing, or the other party is not willing to do that, don't wait like my mother did and I did, because as an heir, I didn't know that I had a legal right to remove the executor. Unfortunately, my lawyer was my father's lawyer, and he was really working more for my brother than he was for me. He just never told me that I should get another lawyer, that there was a conflict of interest, and that I should have everything reversed, get rid of my brother. He wouldn't sell the properties. What he did was he took all the money, and my mother wound up with hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings and RIFs and RSPs, whatever the hell you want to call them, and my father's money, all gone. It just disappeared. It just, and there's no way of knowing where the hell it all went. I mean, sure, there were some repairs, but not to the tune of a couple $100,000. And all I could track was $80,000, and even that, I don't know where all the money went. I found mainly, they were just ripping her off, the whole family. So it's really important that you don't sit there and wait for somebody to do something. You've got to go out and do it yourself. And the other thing, to save yourself about $50,000, is you go to the provincial registry and you get right up from the beginning of the first, whether it's an heir or it's another problem with properties, or you're dealing with a lawyer, go and get all original documents yourself and get copies of deeds. And all documents and mortgages, anything you can lay your hands on. If you have originals, great. If you don't, you go to the provincial registry and you make sure that they don't just give you, oh, in 1947, Nick Upchan purchased this particular property. No, 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 no. You want the deed. You want a copy of the transfer and the deed and everything that was registered. All copies. And the other thing you do is you get copies made of the original documents and make sure they're straight and make sure they're put on a PDF file. You can go to any printer and you can get that done and you'll save yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nobody told me to do that except Trent. And by the time I found out, like, you know, we're 16 years later and 3 lawyers later and all this money's gone. So, and make sure that your copies are good, clean, easy to read. Make sure they're not crooked. You'll save hundreds of thousands of dollars and put them in chronological date order from day 1, 1939 to 2017. That's what I'm doing. And any lawyer that doesn't tell you all your rights, like for instance, if you're an heir, you have the right to remove the executor for not probating. Don't probate yourself. Get rid of the executor. And they have to do all that within 3 years if they're not dealing with the will the way it's supposed to be. And if the properties are to be sold, go and get a petition to sell and force the sale. Don't wait 16 years and being held hostage like I and my mother was. And if the lawyer says the executor has the right to ownership, sue the damn government immediately and put a stop to executors stealing everything, which my brother did. Now those just are a couple of few fast tips. And if you're dealing with a property that's been stolen, and other than Manitoba or Alberta, well, first of all, don't buy any properties in Ontario because anybody can steal your property, and we've got and we have a problem here that when it comes to land, anybody can put their name. Somebody you dated for a year, they can put their name on title in secret. Now, secret filings should be banned. Justin Trudeau, as the Prime Minister, that should be federal. All filing on documents, on properties, should be banned. I shouldn't have to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this banned all by myself. But in the meantime, there's nothing. I've given you already in the other video, and I've typed it up for you, a statement to change your will to protect your heirs from executors from stealing and getting ownership. But that doesn't cover everything. And when it comes to property, there isn't any way you can stop secret filing because the law allows it, okay? So what more can I do? And the media, oh God, give me a break, people. I don't know what the hell's wrong with the media. They don't give a shit. What can I say? Over and out.